Welcome one, welcome all to the Snail Trail 4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, seeing how many Tauntauns can fit in a Toyota, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. Happy Star Wars Day. This episode is coming out on May the 4th, so May the 4th be with you, everybody.
And also with you.
Thank you. That's the Catholic Star Wars Day. And joining me today for Star Wars Day is Mr. Jimmy Jett. Jimmy, how's the Force been with you, buddy?
It's been doing fairly well. Thanks for asking. Yeah. It's wholesome and warm and smiley.
Nice.
I think.
Sounds like my quesadillas.
Yeah, there you go. The nachos you just ate.
The nachos I had, yeah.
Yeah. Happy May the 4th, everybody. This is going to be an odd, strange, different episode for us.
Yep.
I proposed this idea as just a sort of a joke, and Tyler liked it.
Yeah.
So we're going with it.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be a fun one today. We're going to get through some voicemails today. We have kind of a fun topic, I think, that'll be interesting to chat about. And then if we still have time, I realized some listeners reached out and were asking me about some of the features, the off-roading features, the off-roading technology on the Bronco.
Okay.
And how they worked out in Moab, because I realized we never really talked about all those.
Yeah. If you even engaged them.
Exactly, right?
Sure.
So if we have time, we can get to that too, but I'm more interested in our other topic for today. So
yeah, definitely.
We're coming to the end of April. We already came to the end of April.
We're at the end. We're past April.
We're into May. So May the 4th. So we have not gotten the stuff from Patreon yet.
Nope.
So we'll be doing all of the FNGs, the announcement of the April's giveaway on next Thursday.
Correct. Yes.
And then
a week from today.
Yep. So, but we are doing for the month of May another giveaway. We have lined up for the 10.6 PSI Pro compressors from Morphlate.
I finally got around to seeing the renderings of these that you posted online. They look fantastic.
They look awesome.
The little screen on the black section there looks great. It looks like it'll be easy to set because I'm assuming there's no pictures of numbers or anything on the screen, but I'm picturing them being fairly large and easy to read.
Yep.
And yeah, I think the color scheme is the green's always a great one. So I think these are going to be fantastic. I'm excited. I need to put myself on the pre-order, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they're going to be awesome. That's literally, you just hit a plus and minus button to set it. So once you hook it up to your battery on your vehicle, the screen turns on automatically.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And it's literally just 2 digits that show up on the screen. And the 2 digits that show up is the pressure that it's currently set to.
Okay.
And so you just hit the plus or minus button to change that, and then hit the go button, and then it will turn the compressor on.
Okay.
The motors engage the motor of the compressor and air up until it hits that pressure you set it to.
That's awesome. What if I want 100 PSI?
I'm pretty sure it could do it. We haven't tested 100, but it's rated for 150. So
okay.
I'll need to
said there was 2 digits, so I figured it only went up to 99.
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe it does only do 99. I need to double check that. But
I don't know many people that need to go higher than that.
Yeah, RVs go to 110. So
yeah, my truck tires are up to 80, right? So
yeah,
it can still do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'm set, so I don't need to worry about
You're
that.
just fine. Cool stuff coming out. This has been a long time in the works with Morphlate, with trying different ways to accomplish this and how to incorporate it into different compressors.
Yeah.
So
I know you've been working on this. I've seen one of the very first versions when you're going to build something that went into the engine bay.
Yeah.
That was at least 2 years ago.
At least, yeah.
You've been working on this concept for a long time.
Yes. Yep. So,
and I've had to keep my mouth shut for a long time because I signed an NDA.
I know, right? Yeah, I had to make everybody sign NDAs for this project. Because it's a big project. It's never been done in the off-roading world before. I guess technically ARB has one, but it's like an add-on. It's an add-on component to their compressors. It's not the compressor itself.
Sure.
So, yeah, man, it's been fun. We're excited to get this thing out there, and
Pre-orders are available now. Yep. The link's in the description. It's been in the description for the last 2 episodes for part A and part B of our Cruise Moab adventure. Mm-hmm. And we're giving 2 of those away on this month for the giveaway, but they won't be in for like another month or so once we get there. But
yeah, we're scheduling them to land here at the warehouse roughly the end of June.
Yeah.
So you're essentially getting 2 pre-order spots, but you're getting it at no charge. And there's no deposit or anything on the pre-orders. We're just trying to start forming a line for people. But the 2 winners from May for the giveaway for the podcast here won't end up having to pay anything for their compressors when they come in.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you'll win. So once we get them, are you gonna put yourself in there in this list right now twice for the people that are gonna win?
Yep.
Cool. Got it. So once the compressors come in, you're going to get some of that first batch. You're in there. You're getting 2 compressors. Well, somebody's getting a compressor each, and we're giving 2 of them away.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. It's always weird to say those things.
I know. So anyway, super cool stuff. It's really fun to finally see this one coming out. Like I keep saying, 2023 is the year of product launches for Morphlate. A bunch of stuff I've had in my head that I've been working on for a while. And we're finally getting able to see those coming out to market now. So super fun. Let's see. We are past the time when you can sign up for gift boxes anymore. So if you missed it, sorry, not sorry. The next gift boxes are coming out in October, and they're going to be awesome. So I've already gotten a few people that are like, they better be awesome. I signed up because you keep saying that's going to be an awesome one in October. I'm like, you're going to like it.
You're going to like it.
Yep.
We need to do the math, which we could probably do at this point in time to find out how many people are in it. That's really why we don't move forward with the gift boxes more than 6 months ahead, because we just don't know how many boxes we're going to have to order. Mm-hmm. But we can probably at this point in time figure out how many there are, and we can start moving forward with this. So that's going to be exciting. I've got a list of companies that I want to reach out to in regards to the theme of this upcoming gift box. Yeah. So this will be fun. Sweet.
So we got those. Let's see. What else do we have? Do we have any other giveaways to announce? We
do.
Okay.
We haven't announced it in a while, and I think we need to talk about, we either need to talk off air or we could discuss it on air, how we might want to go about doing some of the rules for this, or figuring out some of the rules. I'll explain that in a second.
Okay.
We have the WINCH giveaway that's still happening. So username already taken 69420, and Joe Z 60421 is you guys still need to contact us.
Yep.
One of you is going to win a winch.
Yep.
And the other one of you, well, Joe, username is going to win a winch if you contact us. Joe, if you contact us and username never does, then you get the winch.
Yep.
I think we said at some point that if they don't contact us within 2, maybe 3 months, then we're redrawing. So
yeah,
I think we're not there yet.
No,
but I'm just throwing that out there that if these guys don't contact us in a few months, we're going to redraw and hopefully get some people that are listening to the podcast or never made a fake account that you forgot.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to discuss is at what point.
I think 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah. I feel like
so we're coming up.
I feel like most people should be caught up within 2 months of the podcast.
Somebody should be, yeah. You shouldn't be 2 months behind.
Yeah. If you signed up and were doing reviews for a winch, hopefully you are staying caught up on episodes. So
yeah,
I'd say 2 months, which means we are coming up on it. So we'll figure that out, and we may be doing a redraw.
Yeah, we're at least a month in, if not a week or so. So I'll go back. I'll figure out when we announce that and look in the show notes and figure out when I filled that out. And we'll come back maybe next Thursday with a date when they have to respond by, and we'll go from there.
Sweet.
All right.
Sounds good to me. I want to get rid of that winch, or I'm going to use it. One or the other.
And maybe if we go through this cycle 2 to 3 times and nobody wins it, then you do get to use it.
Yes.
No,
that'll save me. Oh, I have to go get like 4 winches. I think at least 3.
Yeah.
I need a minimum of 3 winches right now. So
3?
Yeah.
1 for the trailer, 1 for the Bronco,
1 for the 4Runner.
You have one for the 4Runner.
It's on its way out.
Oh.
And I have to redo the bumper once I get all the suspension and axles put under it.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to build a whole new bumper for it. So I might as well design a bumper around whatever winch I want to get for it now.
You have.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, question then for the listeners. Should he get Warren, or are other winches okay? What do you think?
That's a good question. I think for listeners, I know what I think.
I think I know what you think. But I'm curious. I mean, would you get a Badlands again?
I'm seriously debating the Apex Badlands, the 12,000 pound one.
Yeah.
It's a solid winch, and I've used a few of them now on people's vehicles, and they do fantastic. They have a pretty good line speed. My only concern is I really need to watch the control box.
Yeah.
And make sure that the control box, I can package it wherever I need to, because it can't go on top of the winch.
Yeah, there's not enough room.
Not enough room. So I need to be able to move and relocate the control box. But so I need to look and see how easy that is for the Apex winch and how much space that control box takes up on the Apex winch. But Warn has their winches they're awesome. They're really nice. They've got good customer service, but their control boxes are just like the Apex, so they take up a lot of space.
Oh.
So
Smittybilt it is.
Smittybilt has the same thing though.
Oh. I thought they had the removable one.
I'm pretty sure they're all removable. They're just a bigger packaging once you remove them. Whereas there's a company that's come out recently that's been marketing a 13,000 pound winch called from Open Road 4x4.
Oh.
And they've been plastering ads all over social media right now.
Open Road 4x4?
I believe so. Open Road 4-wheel drive?
I think I might have worked with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when we did the winch install for Juan.
Oh, I guess that would make sense. It looks very similar to those, but I figured there's, one or two factories in China making all the winches. So
probably.
Yeah, that winch. What I like about that is that it's essentially the 13,000 pounds Badlands winch that has been at Harbor Freight forever, but they give you a bunch of extra stuff with it, including 2 wireless remotes.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of the one of the features I really want, because whatever winch I do get, it's going to have a wireless remote option, because I do not.
You don't want to stand near the winch one rolling it in or out.
Exactly.
Unless you're in the cab.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
So, whatever I get, I'm getting a wireless remote for it. So I just need to kind of look and see how easy it is to remove the control boxes and where they're going to package for the Warns and the Apex winches. Or I'm probably looking at that Open Road one.
Okay.
So,
well, I might be in the market for a winch also.
Oh, okay.
Which sounds silly because I have 2 winches in my shop.
Yeah.
But I'm considering, so I have So Hustle Nuts back in the day, right, bought me a winch for like my birthday or Christmas or something. And he bought it from Trail Gear when they used to make winches. And it was cheap because it didn't come with any cable or any synthetic rope or anything on it.
Okay.
So it was a pretty decent deal. And I think he liked me at that point in time.
Okay.
Anyway, so that one, I don't recall how much it is, but I think it's only around a 9,000 pound winch, 9,500.
Yeah, maybe. A lot of them from that time period were 8,000 to 9,000 pretty much. And
so I'm considering putting that one onto the trailer.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Offroad or on-road designs that winch. I have a very similar winch that we put on, the exact same winch that we put on Juan's truck.
Gotcha, yeah.
That I'm either going to put on Bobcat or Samantha.
Yeah.
But I also sort of feel funny about putting an 11 or 12,000 pound winch on my super light truck.
No, not at all. That just means you can pull bigger vehicles out.
Right, yeah. But to some extent, right? Like, there's a point at which I'm not going to be able to pull them because my truck's going to be so much lighter. It'll pull me closer.
Well, that's what anchoring is for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of debating on what I want to do with that. I've always thought that I was going to put the Trail Gear one onto Bobcat and put the 11 or 12,000 pound winch on Clifford.
Yeah.
And then get another winch for Samantha in the trailer. But now I'm kind of rethinking how I want that. Anyways, I've got a few vehicles that I possibly want to put winches on. So if you are going to do a buy of 3 winches, I might be interested in getting in on this and see if we can get a better discount.
Okay. Well, I was talking also, I have a couple of conversations with Justin over at Factor 55.
Yes.
Because they're owned by Warren.
Yes.
Who's owned by another company, blah, blah, blah.
Of course.
Anyway, so, and he said that he was down, and I just had to email him, so I emailed him, and he hasn't got back to me, and I'm like, I don't want to bug him. He's a super busy dude.
Yeah,
but,
he is.
When I was talking with him, the MFer said that they need winches too. So we may be looking at 4, 5, 6 to 7 winches that we're going to be ordering up.
Should we throw this out to the audience,
to listeners, and get more?
Since we're on the podcast right now talking about this?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's do it. If you guys need them too, I'll see what we can do about making a group buy with Warren, and then seeing if there's somebody else that would do a group buy. So. If you possibly want a winch, write Tyler, Tyler at snailtrail4x4.com. Yep.
Tell him what winch or what size you're kind of thinking.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there and see we can get some size ideas, and we'll reach out to a few different brands.
Cool.
Starting with Warren and then working our way from there.
Yep. Sounds good.
So count me in for like 2.5.
2.5 winches?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Sweet. So we're up to 10. Yeah, seriously, no. Let me know, and I'll get everything coordinated and talk with the company, see what we can work out, and I'll get everybody on the same page here. So shoot me an email, Tyler at snailtrail4x4.com, and we'll get it all figured out. So cool. So there's a nice little tangent.
Yeah, big tangent. But that all started, and I'm going to reiterate that pretty much I'm thinking you have a month left. Username already taken, 69420, and Joe Z 60421. Pretty much have another month or so to get in contact with us.
Yep. Cool.
So, do it.
Do it. Awesome. So let's see. I think that's the giveaways for now. Let's talk a bit about the next coming up giveaway. Or I guess, do we want to announce who it's with for the reviews at 750? Or do you want to wait until we have all the details?
Let's hint at it.
Okay.
We don't know the exact details yet, but we're working on. Well, we're getting a gift certificate, but we don't know how much yet.
Yeah. We kind of mentioned what we wanted, and they were like, "Yeah, sure, we'll get you a gift certificate." And we're like, "What?"
Yeah, cool. How much is it for?
Yeah. So we'll figure out the details. It is going to be, if it turns out what we're thinking, it's going to be a really sweet prize for up to 750 chances to get into it. So 750 reviews is the next the point we're looking to get to.
Yes.
So
let's say who it is.
Okay.
I was leaving that one up to you.
Gotcha.
I was just leaving that in the air for you to slam dunk. I was doing the alley-oop.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, just like the Kings.
Just like seriously. We're doing it with Yokohama.
Yeah, so we've reached out to Yokohama. We asked for 4 tires, a set of tires for a vehicle. They responded with, "We'll get you a gift certificate," but that does not mean that the gift certificate could be for 4 tires. We're just trying to wait. We're trying to figure out what their actual amounts are.
Yeah. What are the details, and if there's any rules to it or something. So
yeah, maybe they're like, we'll give you 4 tires, but they have to be street tires, not 35s plus or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We don't know exact details or anything on that yet, but we are working with Yokohama to try and get people either tires or discounts on tires through some sort of gift certificate setup. So that is our game plan for our reviews from 0 to 750. Everybody entered. It's not just 500 through 750. It's
correct. All
750 reviews on iTunes.
Yep.
You are possibly going to get a set of tires. I'll throw that out there.
There you go.
Possibly get
that's the goal.
Some sort of discount on tires. How about that? You'll get some sort of discount on tires.
I like it. Cool. So, get in touch with us. Username already taken, and Joe Z, so that we can hopefully get you the winch. And next coming up is hopefully here a set of tires from Yokohama. So
yeah,
awesome.
So we'll still do swag packs 550, 600, 650?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we still got enough swag items and stuff laying around. So
yeah, we've got some extra stuff from all the gift boxes and
there's a used OBD1 catalytic converter over there for somebody.
Yeah, there's still a blue oval in this room. I don't know why we have that.
Yeah, we should get rid of that one still. All right, cool, man. Let's see. Do some voicemails?
Yeah, we've got a chunk of voicemails.
We have a nice little hefty chunk of them. 5, all different phone numbers.
All right.
Yeah.
Any of them that you know?
No, none of them.
Donnie hasn't wrote us?
Nope. Donnie has not. Disappointed. All right, so our first voicemail here looks like is from a Jordan in Las Vegas.
I wonder if this is the guy that wrote in. The only Vegas caller I know is the one that wrote in and suggested the Ridgeline. No, the Avalanche.
The Avalanche? Let's see here.
Don't preview it. Let's listen to it.
Well, I was trying to find when he called in. If somebody had called in.
If it's the same number.
Yeah, if it is, it looks like the same number that he has called in before. So,
all right,
let's see what Jordan has to say here from Vegas.
Hey there, Snail Trail. This is Jordan out here in Vegas. Also wanted to throw a shout out to the 559. Grew up in Madeira and just had a sense to get out and go to the better state. Anyways, just wanted to throw out there. I just recently purchased a Gazelle T4X. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And it's the same jet that Tyler talks about on your guys' recommendation. Can't wait for it to come in. My trusty Kingdom 4 from REI. I was getting a few too many holes in it after 13 years of constant use and really looking forward to something that sets up in under 20 minutes. And that's just the set, not even betting. So thanks a lot for the recommendation. Keep up the work. Love hearing you guys. Thanks. Bye.
Sweet. So sold somebody else on a ground tent versus a rooftop tent.
For that amount of money, you should have got a rooftop tent.
Oh, that's funny. No, I still haven't gotten to actually go out and go camping in the T4X yet. So I'm so looking forward to that this summer. So I may go out and get some camping done in June in the Bronco while the 4Runner's getting worked on. But yeah, man, T4X Gazelle sets up super quick, puts away pretty quickly too.
If you're going camping in the Bronco, why aren't you towing the trailer?
That's a good point. Because we want an annex. The trailer doesn't have an annex yet.
I wonder if Ironman 4x4 makes an annex for they do.
The going for the Batwing?
Yeah. They make walls for it.
Do they really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they have.
I'm going to have to put an order in for an annex and water tanks now.
Yeah.
Dang it.
We'll just talk to we'll talk to them. We're still friends.
Overlanding's more expensive than rock crawling.
Totally is. Totally is.
I say that, and I'm putting in these stupid $25,000 axles and suspension.
Well, thanks for calling in, Jordan. Appreciate the phone call. Bad choice on tents, though.
I disagree. Don't listen to Jimmy. All right, next one is from a 559. Maybe they're from Madeira.
Maybe it's like Jordan.
Jordan back at home now. Let's see what this one has to say. I don't see a name, so let's see who we got.
This is Hank again. More important than the anodized is the fact that the aluminum is probably going to melt when you start using it as a table. I've welded metal, steel next to aluminum, and it arced through it, and it actually melted the aluminum. A coworker was holding a steel tube up while another coworker was welding it. His hand touched the aluminum face of the insulation, and this, as well as burning his hand, he actually melted his handprint into the aluminum. Probably not going to work for welding. But anodized, sulfuric acid as the holes in the front of my pants from leaning on the tanks. Well testified.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't think about how hot that would get with the arc. If it ends up arcing through the aluminum, it would definitely melt it. So
it'd get hot.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, then that's why if you have welding tables, you want them super thick.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't want them to distort and warp and if it's a thinner metal.
Yeah. My welding plates are 1 inch thick.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Each one weighs, I think, 120, 130 pounds.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
surprised that the gear wrench toolboxes are holding those up still.
I was very concerned about him. Like I that was one of the conversations I had with Corey when he was with Gear Wrench. We were planning out these boxes is what are the casters rated for? Because I'm putting an extra 200 pounds on top of each one, minimum, just for the welding plates, let alone what I'm going to put on top of that to do welding on.
Sure.
And each one of those, each caster is rated for like 2,000 pounds, I think.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So it was like, I wanted to say like the capacity of the casters was 8,000 pounds.
Oh, yeah. You're fine.
Yeah. So I was like, I should be good.
You don't move it around that much anyway.
No, they sit right there. Yeah. Cool, right, man. So next one, that's a good piece of info I didn't think about, is melting through. I mean, how thick are your aluminum panels?
1/8.
1/8. Yeah, I might be concerned about that. Bummer. All right. Well, let's see what else we got going on here. I don't see a name on this one, so let's see what we got from the 814.
Yo, guys. Want to get a little radio info. I know this is making somebody smile. I'm looking for GMRS basic, and I don't know if they have a handheld that I can buy a set and use walkie-talkie like as well. So that's what I'm trying to do without mounting anything permanent, and then have two radios that I can communicate between two vehicles. Thanks, everyone. Keep crawling. Mall crawling.
Mall crawling.
No mall crawling here.
I do some mall crawling. So
there are plenty of handheld GMRS radios.
There are plenty out there. In my opinion, radios that are labeled as GMRS radios tend to be just really expensive for what they are, in my opinion, versus what you can get if you know a little bit about what you're doing and you're willing to learn how to program them. You can get, it's technically not legal according to the FCC for type certification, but you can get like Baofeng UV5R radios off Amazon for $30, handhelds. And they have now been, I've found a few now that are coming locked. So Baofeng has finally worked and sold through their inventory of radios and are starting to get into the new ones that they got that are now adhere to the FCC licensing rules. But they're very easy to unlock and do what you want with. And they're only like $30. So just get one of those and program it for the GMRS frequencies and just put them in your memory channels, right? Mm-hmm. So that you set up your memory channels 1 through 18 as the GMRS frequencies. And then whenever you're talking with anybody else on GMRS, they say, oh, we're over on channel 4. You go, okay, cool. And you just go to your memory channel 4 on your radio and it's set up. There you go. If you don't want to learn how to do that and you have time is more valuable to you, you have more money than you have time kind of thing. Rugged Radios has been doing a really good job with their GMRS handhelds. So I will give them huge credit, huge props for that, for really pushing that platform now with recreational wheelers. So look into Rugged Radios for their GMRS radios. They are pricey in my opinion, but that's because I know how to unlock them and manipulate radios. And then I believe PCI started getting into some GMRS stuff. And then of course Midland is the big GMRS company right now that's making waves in the off-road industry. Any of those, you can't go wrong with any of those options, and it really just comes down to what's in your budget and what you're willing to learn.
Sure. So, yeah. And you can, once again, I'm sure the listener knows this, but if you're on channel 4 on your handhelds, you can communicate to a channel 4 that is mobile, that's hard mounted in a rig. So there's always the wide variety of types of radios out there. So you don't have, I know you said you wanted 2 handhelds so that you could talk to you and a buddy. But there's also, if you get 2 handhelds and then later down the road, you want to get something that's mounted in your vehicle, then you can hand those 2 handhelds out and people can communicate with you. So
exactly. Yeah.
There's a lot of variety and versatility in GMRS, just like there is in ham radio.
Yep. Cool stuff. So that's GMRS. If you have any follow-up questions on that, let me know. Let's see. The next one here is from Chad.
Hey, Chad.
It says out of Cuba City. I think that might be Yuba City, but we'll see if it's just the
voice to text thing messed up.
Oh, this is a long one. Okay, here we go.
Ready
for
Bring
Chad?
It on, Chad from Cuba City.
Hey, this is Chad out of Cuba City. I just wanted to touch on, you guys talked about in an episode a while back about how side-by-side guys need to get together, and I believe that 100%. It's hard to get all of the side-by-sides into groups because they're just so easy and accessible. You can just go buy something that can go on most of the trails that everyone can go on. And a lot of the people that are buying them are just buying them as the easiest way to get out and go trail riding. And this last weekend, I went up to a place near me called, oh God, what's it called? The Yuba Goldfields. And there were side-by-side people out there just there's trash everywhere, or there's almost no rock crawlers out there or anything. Just side-by-sides, and I see how destroyed and disgusting a lot of, the people I ride with, or not the people I ride with, other side-by-side people leave behind. They leave a huge mess behind, and they just destroy everything. And recently, yesterday, one of my friends rolled their side-by-side off the side of a cliff, and we ended up having to take hours to get it out. Well, some people came by on side-by-sides and ripped the seats out of it and ripped the windshield out of it. We were gone for 30 minutes away from the side-by-side, got back, and that stuff was already stolen. So, yeah, I don't know how to get anything together with side-by-sides, but something needs to happen. It's bad. There's too many people getting hurt, too many people dying, not knowing how to properly off-road, and just doing it because of the ease of access side-by-side. So, I don't know. I just wanted to leave that there, what you guys had as an opinion, and see if you guys saw me on that 530 Offroad Rescue page about the side-by-sides rolling off the cliff at Goldfield, and just wanted to let you guys know. Thank you. Keep on crawling.
I like how everybody says keep crawling.
I know, right? I
think that's cool.
Yeah. I don't remember what episode it was. It was a while back where the state of California is looking at coming down pretty hard on side-by-sides and looking at what other states they're looking at different things now. And they've finally reclassified just recently larger than 1,000cc engines now as side-by-sides still. Or
even if it has two tires?
I think so, because the whole thing is the classification of that vehicle means that you have to wear a helmet and some sort of seatbelt or something, I believe. So I'm not sure how the seatbelt works in the thing. I need to look that up more, but I do remember that came through.
There's over 1,000cc motorcycles. So maybe it's maybe there's a split in there for 4 tires or 2 tires.
Maybe, yeah. But then how do you delineate quads from side-by-sides? So I don't know.
4 tires.
A quad has 4 tires?
Yeah. Oh, delineate. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it would.
I don't know. Whatever the ruling came through states that higher powered side-by-sides used to state that, up to 1,000 cc's, then the rules state you have to be wearing a helmet and all this other stuff in your side-by-side. And if you have more than 1,000 cc's, you didn't have to wear a helmet anymore. I'm like,
that's backwards.
That's backwards.
That's
but
wrong.
That ruling came in because they didn't anticipate side-by-sides getting so powerful.
Sure.
And so now they've updated it. So now pretty much anytime you're in a side-by-side, you need to be wearing a helmet, at least in the state of California. Yeah, that was an interesting one that came through. But there's an interesting thing when you buy a side-by-side in like Colorado, you have to take and get a side-by-side permit. You take a course whenever you buy one.
Okay.
And so you end up getting a side-by-side permit license. That explains, what is trail etiquette, and it helps to kind of do basic education on trail etiquette for side-by-side users. And I think that he hit it right dead on. The big issue is that you can literally just go out and buy these vehicles, and it's like buying a little mini rock bouncer.
Yeah.
And so they're super capable now, the way they sit right off the floor. And all you have to do is put money down. And in some cases you could, put money down on it and then claim an insurance when you wreck it, and you're not having to pay the whole thing. Your insurance pays you out for it.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting situation with side-by-sides, and there's a ton of people coming into side-by-sides that just don't understand the fights that we've been going through to keep trails open, and what does it mean to be respectful and recreate respectfully and tread lightly.
Sure. It's an interesting battle, right? Because it's something that we've had to deal with in the off-road community for a long time. And now these people, and with money for the most part, because they can buy a side-by-side, they have to have probably a trailer to move it around, or a good-sized truck that they can park the damn thing on top of the truck, right, to move it around. So you have to have some money to get one of these side-by-sides. They're coming in and they think they own the world, right, because they can go, these things are so incredibly powerful and capable that they can go do whatever they wanted. They just don't understand what we've been dealing with. But what I also don't quite understand is that usually side-by-sides are not going out alone. They're usually going out with other friends that have side-by-sides. Yeah. Right? Or other friends that are in the off-roading community, and they just take their side-by-side with it. So these side-by-side owners, I can only see like harsh things are going to come down on them, or they need to figure out their shit and get together and form some clubs or groups and start doing trail advocacy and cleaning up their act, or else California is going to come down on them hard.
I think every state is going to come down on them pretty hard here soon.
Yeah.
So
I don't own a side-by-side. I'm not really in that fight. I'm in the fight against them to some extent. I think that to some extent, I said that a few times now, we all are under the same umbrella. We're all off-roaders. We're all going out there for the same reason, but we're all pointing fingers at them as part of the problem, or as the problem, when in reality it's, we need to figure out how to all work as one to keep our trails open. You know, I think it was Ben from Blue Ribbon Coalition was like, there's all these groups in the off-road community, or in the outdoors community, right? There's off-roaders, there's fishermen, there's like RVers that enjoy going out and hiking, and side-by-sides, and dirt bikers, and snowmobilers, and all these people that are in the outdoors, air quotes, off-road kind of community. We all need to figure out how to work together so that we can fight the fight that needs to happen. And when we have one outlying group that is doing damage, it hurts everybody. It hurts everybody, and we're never going to win.
Yep, I agree. So something needs to happen. I'm honestly a huge proponent of clubs, and what good comes out of clubs in terms of spreading education. There's a lot of education that comes out of clubs, and that's one of my main reasons why I'm a big fan of clubs. For anybody new getting into off-roading, no matter what type of off-roading you're doing, go look for a club, and if there's not one in the area, start one. And I'm sure you can find people on social media that would love to join you.
Probably.
Yeah.
It makes, it puts an interesting idea in my head of, like, it would be an interesting market to tap, because you'd be sort of the first people in this doing that. Starting a club, starting a group, starting a Facebook page for side-by-sides of Sacramento area, doing trail runs, doing trail advocacy, doing lessons out at Prairie City, all for side-by-sides. It'd be an interesting avenue.
Yep, I agree.
If there's a company out there in Sac, it'd be awesome.
Yep, I agree. So anyways, cool stuff. Good stuff on side-by-sides. And last one for today looks like a no name, so we'll see what they got to talk about here.
Hey, so Jimmy was talking about some pocket soups, and I just wanted to let you guys know there's something similar that my parents did with me camping when I was little, and it's something I've carried on and done with my kids. We typically do this for breakfast on our last day in camp because there's just a little bit of cleanup. But you take like a baseball-sized orange, maybe a little bigger, you cut it in half, and you juice it on one of the manual juicers, kind of like a rounded cone with a bunch of ridges. So you juice it, takes all the orange out, so you're just left with the peel, and then you add some muffin mix, like you buy at the sorts, just add water. So you make that muffin mix, and you throw in a handful of blueberries, and you put that in the orange half, and wrap that in foil, and leave it in the coals for 5-10 minutes, pull out, check it. And then you have orange blueberry muffins They're fantastic. The only cleanup you have is the foil, because you can mix the muffin mix in the bag that it comes in. So it's a great meal. My kids love it. Thanks.
That's awesome.
That is a really cool idea.
That's a really clever idea, something I've never heard of.
Yeah, I've never heard of that at all either. I like that.
Yeah, this last weekend we went out to, camping at a fairgrounds for a beer festival, but we had lemon poppy seed muffins that the assistant, chocolate lemon poppy seed muffins.
Gotcha. That sounds great.
They were great. They're fantastic. And so I can only picture how a fruit, citrus, blueberry one would be just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I like it. We always did a thing for breakfast called it jank. I don't know. I've heard another word for it, but it's equal parts instant mashed potatoes, instant stuffing, and Cheez-Its. And then you just add water and you mix it up. And you crush up the Cheez-Its and everything.
Yeah,
so it becomes a cheesy mashed potato and stuffing mix.
Nice. That'd be fun.
That was a backpacking staple of mine for a long time, because it never, you don't have to keep it cold.
Yeah.
It'll last for a really long time. We go out on a week backpacking trip, and that was my breakfast. I just bring a gallon-sized thing of that, and it just lasts me the whole time.
So is it instant mashed? So do you just add water to it while you're backpacking, or so it's all dry?
It's all, instant mashed potatoes, instant stuffing and Cheez-Its. And then you pull out, you scoop out a bunch and you put it in your bowl and you add hot water on top of it, stir it up, and you rehydrate it all and eat.
Nice. You should write to Mountain House and
give them a jank breakfast.
The Snail Trail jank breakfast pouches.
Maybe I'll start my own brand.
That's
Too funny.
That's great.
Yeah, well, thanks for that suggestion. That's a good one. We'll have to do that sometime.
Yeah. Cool. All right, that's all the voicemails.
All right.
Those are some good ones today.
Those are.
Let's see. So we have a fun topic for today.
We do.
A little different for Thursday episode. But today being Star Wars Day, so May the 4th, we decided that we were going to look at some of the vehicles from Star Wars.
Yes.
And talk about how off-road worthy they are.
Yeah. I like it.
This is going to be fun. So, you sent me a list of vehicles.
I did.
And then I have a little mini list
as well
that I'm going to throw at you. We're done talking about this one.
Bring it on. I'm ready. The first one that is on my list that I sent you is the speeder bikes.
Ooh.
So here, let me give a little backstory to this before we dive into these things. I did a little bit of research, and I spent some time looking at Star Wars. I tried to find ground transportation.
Yeah.
And there's only 5 things that I found in Star Wars that had wheels.
Yeah.
Everything else pretty much flies or walks, right? Mm-hmm. So I tried to eliminate most of those because to some extent, if we're going to say can it Rubicon, a lot of these things could probably just hover over it.
Yeah,
so
just fly over the
problems.
helicopter.
So the first one that was on my list, but it's iconic and we had to talk about it, is the speeder bikes.
Yeah.
They're probably really Luke Skywalker rides one, right? They're always known in the Battle of is it the Battle of Endor when with the Ewoks, right? And the little guy, the clones, what are they called? What are those guys called?
The troopers?
Troopers, thank you. My gosh, how embarrassing. The stormtroopers are riding them around, and they get knocked off, and then one of the Ewoks rides one and has fun on it.
Yeah.
How would you classify that? Would it be good as a mobile off-road vehicle?
Depends on the off-roading.
Yeah.
I for rock crawling, no.
You don't think it could hover high enough to clear some of those obstacles?
I don't think so.
No?
I think it's if you're going to try and take a speeder bike up Soup Bowl, I don't think you're going to be able to get the nose up.
Yeah, maybe.
It's got zero approach angle, man.
That's true.
The departure angle is pretty good, but the approach angle is terrible on it.
Yeah, I wonder how fast it realizes that something is coming at it and can lift itself up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing you never really see, right? But it is floating pretty high because a lot of times it's clearing down trees, it's clearing a lot of shrubberies, it's flying over the tops of the Ewoks' heads.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it could do a lot of the Rubicon.
Yeah.
I don't think it could do some of the more obstacles. I would think if it went up Ford ice. It probably couldn't do Winch Hill 1.
No.
It probably couldn't go through Winch Hill 3.
No.
But it might be able to do a lot of the other obstacles in that area.
Probably.
I also said, we've seen it done, but it doesn't have any problems in regards to trees or other things around it.
Yeah.
So as long as it can hover high enough to clear some of the rocks, I think it would be fine.
I think that a speeder bike would be awesome for the Baja 1000.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it would definitely. It's a desert application for sure. Can you imagine
the
riding
400 or something?
Yeah, or hitting it in like Glamis and riding the dunes on one of those things? That'd be so fun.
That would be a lot of fun. Go out to Sand Mountain with it.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah, that would be fun.
Launch off the top.
Yep. So yeah, the speeder bike. I think for any kind of like rock crawling terrain or like really jagged, uneven terrain, I don't think it would do that great.
Okay.
But for desert stuff, I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah,
like one day desert stuff. You can't really pack a whole lot on there, so you're not doing any overnight trips.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's not an overland speeder.
No.
Oh, speeder landing.
Yeah, it's not speeder landing.
Too funny. Yeah, that's 100% true.
Yeah, so I kind of think of like speeder bikes almost like a dual sport bike.
Yeah.
So they can't really do really jagged terrain at all, but they can, go traveling a little bit and get over mild terrain, get through forest roads. But I'm not going to take one on a multi-day trip kind of thing.
Sure.
So.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to skip the next one.
Okay.
We'll come to that one after this one. So the next one that we're going to talk about is the ATST.
Yep.
Which is, the little two-legged guys that have the gun turret on the inside that you also see in the Battle of... I think it's Endor. Yep. Yeah, it is Endor, right? Mm-hmm. With the Ewoks taking it over and driving it around and shooting everything.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that one?
It's two-wheel drive. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would have a lot of problems. It's definitely... it's an overlander.
I wouldn't call this an overlander.
You would go even less?
I would.
It's a Subaru?
This I would take as a rock crawler. I think it could totally do good.
You think it could do it?
I think it could. As long as it can stay balanced on one leg for extended amounts of time, it's got tons of ground clearance. It has 0 approach angle, 0 departure angle. But you're not going to take it on multi-day trips. You can't shove a kitchen setup and you might be able to put a rooftop tent on the top, but that's where your hatch is, your entry hatch.
True.
So
you could build a pop-out thing out of the back.
Maybe, yeah.
Sort of like a four-wheel camper. Maybe the four-wheel camper can pop up or something.
Like a pop-up camper, maybe. But it just, once you're in there driving, you're not going to have a ton of other space for long trips, right?
True.
And it's probably not going to be that comfortable wobbling back to side to side, walking around like a penguin the whole time.
Yeah, definitely not.
But I think that it could get up some jagged terrain pretty well.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think it could climb Winch Hill 1?
I think so. Yeah.
Really?
I think it's tall and it could step right up on the ledge.
Okay. My argument for this one, though, which is going to be my argument for the next one, is you never see this in rocky terrain. They're always unbalanced.
Yeah.
They're easily to take out. They like the lasso with the legs and they tip over and they fall. I don't think that that's my big concern too, is the balance, right? Yeah.
Is how well can it maintain its balance on one leg?
That's why I'm going with it's an overlander.
It's an overlander. Interesting.
I don't think it'll rock crawl. I don't think it could deal with the terrain or rocky terrain underneath its feet.
I don't think it's an overlander. It's too small. It doesn't have enough space.
Oh, okay. I was going more with like the type of terrain that it could deal with.
Okay. I think
it's a fire road option, not...
It's a Subaru.
It's a Subaru.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
Okay. Yeah. It's like a Subaru Outback.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go with that. That's how... I'll say it's a Subaru Outback. I don't think it can deal with the rocks.
Okay. I'll agree with you on the caveat that it has bad balance. I think if it has good balance, it's a rock crawler, though.
All right. So now let's go back up to the AT-AT, the AT-AT. This one, my argument is the same as the last one. You see these on flat plains, walking around in the desert. You see them on that Battle of the Ice World, right, where you're crossing all the ice fields. Once again, it doesn't seem like it has good balance.
Hoth, by the way.
Hoth. That's right, it is. Good job, Tyler. Dang. Did you study last night? What happened?
No, I grew up on Star Wars.
I
Jimmy.
did too, but I don't remember the planet. I do have a t-shirt that says Happy Holidays to you.
Nice.
And it does have one of those speeders or the small little wings that flying around that was lassoing the legs of the AT-ATs.
Those are called snow speeders.
Snow speeders. I got the speeder right. And the lasso that's attaching the snow speeder to the lasso part of the AT-AT's legs has Christmas lights on it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's my Happy Holidays shirt.
Nice. So
once again, back to the AT-AT. I say this one's the Overlander. This one can handle the semi-rough terrain because it has 4 legs. Mm-hmm. It definitely has the room to live in.
Yep.
But
it's got a ton of cargo space.
Again, I don't think it can do gnarly terrain.
You don't think so still? Yeah. I don't know. You never see these ones really picking up their legs, and they go super slow. I don't think they would be able to get up and over big rocks and stuff.
Yeah, this is the Earth roamer.
Yes, this is an Earth roamer, 100%. This is an Earth roamer. I like it.
So whatever the Earth roamer can handle, I'm pretty sure that the AT-AT can handle.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
So I guess I'm going to change the name of this episode. I was thinking like Star Wars vehicles or something. I'm going to think it's going to be Star Wars vehicles related to modern day vehicles or something like that.
Yeah.
Which Star Wars vehicle is the Earth roamer?
Yeah.
Okay. So the AT-AT is an Earth roamer. It's a big, comfy, not very fast, not very capable camper. Sort of like an RV.
Yep. I like it.
Okay.
Next one is Anakin Skywalker's pod racer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the pod racing scene has got to be one of my favorite scenes.
One of my favorite games growing up was pod racing.
Yeah,
the pod racing game.
The Nintendo
N64.
Yes, that was so much fun. My brother was so much better than I was. I don't know why. I'm usually better in a lot of things than him, but for some reason, I don't know. I think he played it more than I did.
Yeah, possibly. But the pod racer. So it's specifically Anakin Skywalker's pod racer.
Yeah.
Which is
not Sebulba's.
It's a smaller pod race. Mm-hmm. It's smaller pod. Small pod, big engines, very streamlined. It goes very, very fast. Right. Fastest pod out there, supposedly. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's a Baja 1000.
You think it's a trophy truck?
Trophy truck.
Yeah.
It goes over a lot of rough terrain and they falls off cliffs and jumps up into the sky. So do I think it could Rubicon? Maybe.
Yeah.
My guess is it hovers high enough to clear almost all the obstacles.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's definitely not made for that.
No, I see this definitely as, same thing, a trophy truck style kind of thing. I was trying to decide if it would be a trophy truck or like a class 10 buggy.
Oh.
The class 10 buggies have the engine out behind the rear axle.
Yeah.
And those guys, they're lightweight, streamlined, power to weight ratio is crazy.
Sure.
Whereas trophy trucks, they're similar in style, but they just have so much more grunt and umph to them than like you would think of the class 10 buggy.
How about a rally car?
I think it's more aggressive than a rally car.
Okay.
Yeah. That was close though. I had to think about that one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if Anakin Skywalker's pod racer is a class 11 buggy, I'm going with the next one a class 10 buggy. I'm going with the next one is a class 11.
What would be class 11?
Those are stock Volkswagen bugs.
Okay. I don't know. See, when we said it, so when we said Earth Roamer on the AT-AT, I thought in my head for a second, I bet you this next one that we're going to talk about would have been an Earth Roamer, but I don't know, going back and forth with them now. The next one we're talking about is the Jawa Sandcrawler.
Yeah, that huge thing that C-3PO and C-3PO?
C-3PO, yeah, and R2-D2.
And R2-D2 were like on parts in it. These are the ones where the Jawas, it's that huge civilization on some tracks. That's what this one is. Definitely slow. I would not. I don't think it could do the Rubicon. If it could, it would. I might. I mean, it could probably just roll over everything, but it would destroy the trail.
Yeah.
But at that point, they probably don't care.
Yeah.
It definitely goes places though.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's on tracks.
It's on tracks and big tracks. 4 of them.
I just figured out what it is.
Oh yeah,
it's Dimitri's Tacoma.
I was thinking about that.
Or Nick Bailey's Forerunner, one or the other.
Yeah, or that thing that is larger that Dimitri went with.
Oh yeah, that I don't even know who owns that. Yeah,
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think of how it would relate this one. But it's slow, right? I mean,
super slow.
Yeah, it doesn't go fast at all, but it is capable.
Yeah.
It's on tracks.
Mm-hmm.
It can go a lot of places. You probably don't have to worry about the tracks inverting.
No,
because it's so
they're pretty flat leveled.
But I don't know. I think we'll have to ask the Jawas.
Yeah, that's a good one. Like, could we say that one could be like a dual cased Chinook on tracks?
A Chinook helicopter?
No, the Toyota.
Oh,
the Toyota camper.
Oh, the Toyota camper. That Chinook.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went to helicopter.
I'm disappointed in you, Jimmy.
Yeah, I know. Me too. A dual case Chinook on tracks.
You got the camper, so you get to live in there. You got tracks, and it goes so slow because it's on dual cases.
Yeah, maybe. I was going to say like an F350 with a camper on it with tracks.
Maybe.
Or something like that.
550?
Yeah, something
like that.
Massive.
Yeah, something that the Diesel Brothers would build.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to get them on the podcast.
We're getting closer and closer to talking with them and finding our 6 degrees of separation.
Are we?
From them, yeah.
I didn't know we were trying.
Okay. We're not really. It's just sort of happening. I keep kind of in the back of my head. And it's like, oh, that's probably like only 2 or 3 people away from the Diesel Brothers now.
Okay.
So
this next one is...
this one was cool. I totally didn't think about this one.
Yeah. This is one that I don't think a lot of people will remember.
No. It's super memorable.
You think so? Okay.
Well, I think once you mention it, people are going to remember it, but you wouldn't think about it.
Yeah.
When thinking about Star Wars vehicles.
All right. Well, then you mention it.
It's General Grievous's TSMEU 6 wheel bike.
Yeah.
It's essentially a unicycle.
It's not a 6-wheel bike.
No.
It's the
that's just model
TSMEU 6, whatever or something like that, wheel bike. It's like a humongous wheel.
Yep.
That he rides inside of, or just on the outside, but all the wheels have claws on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think this is probably the most capable one on my list.
I would agree.
I think this one could do almost everything.
Yep.
It could probably go up a wall. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
It's spiked. I mean, that's kind of the point of it. You watch him going down, I think, vertical cliffs in it at some point in the movie in episode 3.
Remember that. Okay.
And so it's like the claws on it are designed so that you can literally invert in it. And the whole idea is that the seat that you're sitting in stays in one position.
Right. It's always
while the wheel spins around you.
Yeah. So your hiney is always facing down.
Yeah.
But the wheel could be attached to a wall or a roof or something, and it could keep on going.
Yep.
For those that don't really remember General Grievous, he's sort of the 4-armed villain in number 3 that's a droid.
Yeah, cyborg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he was pretty fun to watch him battle. Did he battle Yoda?
No, Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yeah.
Yep.
So that was a pretty neat one. But yeah, it's one ginormous wheel that he's kind of sitting on the outside of. I think this one can Rubicon. This one would do the Rubicon as fast as Eddie.
Yeah, this one is like an Ultra 4 car in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a Swiss Army knife. It'll do anything you throw it at.
Pretty much.
So
I wonder how well it'd do against Lauren Healy.
I don't know. Probably ride over him.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. So that was my list of whatever 6 or so fun, iconic vehicles out of Star Wars.
Yeah.
What are their off-road capabilities?
Yeah. So when we were talking about, and I was kind of looking through your list, there was one thing on my head that I thought of that I could not find on any vehicle lists.
Okay. I had one as well for the most part.
But mine, it makes sense though, because mine's, it's more animal and you're riding it around But I'm like, it's a mode of transportation in the movie. That's its sole purpose.
Okay, so you're thinking of like a tauntaun?
Sort of. That was another one that came to head after I was looking for the one I was looking for.
Sure.
So
the woolly mammoth one.
So I have 3 for you.
Okay. Well, before we go there, because mine's sort of animal-like, but it's not alive.
Okay.
And it was also, I believe, in the same video as I just lost his name, Grievous's.
Okay.
Is that like beetle-looking thing that all the soldiers rode in?
Oh, the flying one.
Did it fly? I don't remember. I just remember it had 6 legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that one would do fine.
It'd probably do fine just crawling. You just have to pull its wings off like you do with flies.
Pretty much.
And then
yeah, but it could fly over the obstacle and then land, and then it could walk the rest.
Yeah.
So true. I think that one would be pretty good.
Okay. I give you that one. I don't know what those are called. Didn't look those ones up. But yeah, the beetles, those were in episode 2 mainly.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, that one would be a good one. Let's see. So my 3 I have for you.
I have not seen these. I sent all mine to Tyler so he could think about ones, and then he came to me this morning and he was pretty much like, I got 3 I'm going to surprise you on.
Yep.
Like, all right, bring it on.
So the first one is a tauntaun.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that would be fine. For the most part. I think it'd be like a horse, right?
Yeah. Are you going to take a horse through Fordyce though? Is a tauntaun going to be able to make it up Winch Hill 3?
I don't know if it could make it up Winch Hill 3, but it definitely could make it around Winch Hill 3.
Okay.
Right. It could do the bypasses.
Yeah, I think it could do the far left bypass.
Yeah. And once again, like if you're riding a horse, you're probably not going to go up Winch Hill 3, but you would go outside of it. So I don't know. Like
No. We can't go off trails, Jimmy.
Okay.
Is a tauntaun going to do the plaque line on Sledgehammer?
No.
Is a tauntaun going to do Winch Hill 1?
If it was snowy.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's a good point.
It's a snowmobile.
It is a snowmobile. It's an over snow vehicle OSV. Do you have your OSV permit for that, sir? Yeah, it's also my camping tent at night.
Yeah. And then I have to walk home.
Oh, man.
For those that don't know, tauntaun, it's the furry animal that is on 2 legs that Luke rides around on Hoth that he eventually kills and sleeps inside of.
Well, he doesn't kill it. Yeah. It gets so cold that it dies dead, and Han Solo cuts it open and shoves Luke inside it.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah. So anyways, tauntaun, I thought that was a fun one.
I guess I need to rewatch these.
Yeah,
I'm missing a lot.
Right? I haven't seen like the middle 3 in a really long time.
Yeah, they just showed Return of the Jedi on out in the theaters because it had a 40th anniversary or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, those came out late 70s, mid to late 70s.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I think it's around now.
Okay.
I don't think the Return of the Jedi came out. Maybe that one's like 35th anniversary or something like that. Because I think the first one came out in like 78.
I want to say it was around there. I thought 76, 77, somewhere around there, but I don't know.
They're coming up.
Yeah.
They're coming up quick.
Man, that's crazy. So anyways, that was the first one, tauntaun. Okay. Second one is a bantha. And that's the big woolly mammoth thing that the sand people ride.
Oh, the sand people ride. Okay. Yeah. I don't think that, I don't see that one doing many of the obstacles.
I agree.
I don't think it can.
No.
But what would I relate that to? A VW bus?
That's kind of what I'm thinking of, like a Vanagon maybe.
Yeah.
They're really slow.
An elephant?
They're really slow. They've got a decent carrying capacity. An elephant might be a good one. Yeah, maybe a hippo. Riding a hippo.
No, we got that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really slow. They have a decent carrying capacity.
But you can't get them up. You're not going to get up any obstacles.
No, like a Volkswagen van.
Yeah, I think a Vanagon's a good one.
Yeah. You're not going to, if you've tried to climb the Sierras in it, both of them are going to be exhausted by the time you get to the top.
That's very true. So that was my number 2, a bantha.
Okay. I don't think I ever knew the name of those.
Oh, okay. And last one, I highly doubt you know the name of. I had to look the name of this one up. It's a varactyl.
Oh, yeah.
You do know the name of that?
No, I have no idea.
Okay. A Varactyl, and this is the one I originally thought of.
Is it a pterodactyl?
No, it's a giant. It's the giant lizard that Obi-Wan rides around after he kills Grievous.
Got it. Yes. Yeah. That thing could do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It went anywhere.
Right.
It went up the walls. I remember its sound in my head. That little weird quipping noise it made.
It's like an echoing quipping noise. Yeah.
When it was in that canyon, right? Yeah, or the cave or tunnel or whatever you want to call that thing. Yeah, that thing went everywhere. That one was fine. It would do. Yeah. It wouldn't have any problems. I think that one would. That one might be besides General Grievous's one wheel. That might be next in line for most capable.
So that was my original pick when you originally said, "Hey, let's do a Star Wars theme," and I was like, "What are we going to do? The vehicles in Star Wars?"
Yeah,
and how they off-road. And I was like, "That's actually not bad." But I immediately thought of a Varactyl, and I was like, "Well, what vehicle would I choose from Star Wars to go anywhere, do anything?" And I was like, "A Varactyl," and I was like, "That's not really a vehicle, but it's a mode of transportation."
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, what other vehicles out there? I never saw the Varactyl come up on anything, but I never saw Grievous's one wheel come up either. Yeah. So I was like, and so, yeah, when you posted, I was like, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty neat. So I got a on topic, but different conversation for you, just real quick. How would you show a newcomer to Star Wars? Which order would you show the videos?
Oh, man. I'd probably show them in...
release date or numerical?
Numerical order.
I think I would, too. Mm-hmm. Even though the argument is that I've always heard is that the release date, you start with less like CGI. Yeah. And they're not as... there's more of a story there than there is the action sort of side. Mm-hmm. And then you move them more and more and more CGI. Yeah. But I think going in order really does tell a decent story.
I agree. I think that going in order tells a good story. And beyond that, all the little in-between stuff that Disney has been doing since they bought the Star Wars franchise. Yeah. The little in-between stuff just adds a little bit more context to kind of the main storyline.
Yeah. I can't remember the video's name, but the one where they went to go steal the plans for the Death Star.
Rogue One.
Yeah. That was a fantastic video.
Awesome movie, yeah.
And it really connected episode 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. Right? Now you have an understanding of what happened and how they got the plans. Yep. And then you move into the very first released movie, and they when Princess Leia goes, "I've got the plans." Yep. And you're like, well, how did she get, what the heck?
Yeah, where did that come from?
Yeah.
That one, Rogue One, is an awesome kind of in-between filler. Solo was another really good one, I thought, that kind of gives context to where the hell Han Solo comes from and how did he end up getting into this business of what did that called? Carrying stowaways around places.
Yeah. And how he got the Millennium Falcon.
And how he got the Millennium Falcon. So the story behind the Falcon too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I've started recently watching the Clone Wars cartoons.
The cartoons? I thought about that.
Dude, those things, they fill so much of the gap between episode 1 and 3. Like episode 2, in my opinion, is the worst movie of all 9 movies. Yeah. I was like, I don't think it fills a lot of the story in. It just kind of it's more of an action floating movie. Whereas like the Clone Wars cartoons, that fills you in on the story between episode 1 and 3.
Okay. I'll have to start those. I think that's something that the mini assistant and I could watch. Yeah. Because she likes Star Wars, actually.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's kind of fun. I've shown her, actually her father has shown her Star Wars, but we've talked about it. Okay. So I think maybe we'll start that series or something, one of those. But it's really neat to see because a lot of the characters that are in the Clone Wars are now showing up in some of the Marvel or the Star Wars stuff, like the Jedi that showed up on the I can't remember her name. I lost it.
Which one?
Was it Angelina Jolie? Who the hell played that girl? But it was in the Mandalorian when he dropped off Grogu. I think is the Baby Yoda's name.
Baby Yoda.
With with the Star Wars with the
her.
the Jedis. Yeah, that girl is in the Clone Wars.
Yes.
Right, and you never see her in any of the movies.
No.
But and I was like, who is this girl? And I did a short search on her, and I was like, oh, she shows up a bunch in the Clone Wars, the cartoon.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, I should watch some of those.
Yeah.
But even those side tracks like Andor and Boba Fett and the I just lost the name of one of my favorite TV shows,
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. Those are fun to watch because they do, they're tying in different characters at different times.
Yep. I think there needs to be another movie between episode 6 and episode 7 that kind of explains
where everybody went
and the backstory behind what happened between Luke and Han's son, Han and Leia's son.
Yeah.
Like that whole gap there of explaining how he all of a sudden went to the dark side. There needs to be another movie there explaining that.
Yeah, that would be good. Movie 7, in my opinion, was one of the worst.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In my opinion, it is an exact copy of movie number 4.
Yes.
It's there is somebody that didn't know they had powers that started to discover that they had powers that was about to get caught by the Empire that then broke away, that had friends that then taught him how to use the Force. And, if you put those, what happened in order from movie 4 and movie 7, they're the exact same movie.
Yep. 100% they are.
So I'm like, you just copied the same thing and released it.
They copied it with updated, filming techniques, I think, is really what they came down to. And I was really disappointed in really 7, 8, and 9.
I thought 9 was pretty good. I like the ending of 9.
I didn't like the ending of 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where he could send himself anywhere, like what's that word? A hologram of himself anywhere.
Up until that part. And when the new Death Star blows up.
Right. Oh, yeah. And there's another Death Star. We haven't figured this out yet, that doesn't work.
Right.
And now let's build a bigger one.
Know,
nobody noticed you guys building a bigger one?
I know. So anyways, after all that, I thought the movie up until that point was great. It's everything after that. The whole proposed love story between Rey and Han's son. I can't remember his name now. Kylo Ren. Yes. The whole proposed love story that they were trying to get to at that. I was like, you guys just ruined the whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that planet where those speeders, I don't know if they were sand speeders or what they were, but dragging and the red dust and dirt stuff flying out. That was really cool.
That was a really cool cinematic spot of the movie. I thought that was really neat. Yeah.
Cool.
Anyways, fun stuff.
Yes.
We got to nerd out a little bit over Star Wars. So.
Yeah. Hope you guys had some fun with that. If you guys had any arguments or complaints, please call in to area code our sister's podcast.
Our complaint line.
Our complaint line is
408 800 408-800-5169. That's what it is.
There it is. So if you have any complaints about our list or things that we covered, feel free to call in there.
Yep.
And we'll get to them and answer your complaints. If you enjoyed our list, you can always call in and tell us how much you enjoyed it or what your favorite vehicle in Star Wars is. We didn't really touch on any of the ships because we were sort of talking about land travel.
Yep.
That number is area code 916-345-4744. You can find me over on Instagram, Snail Trail 4x4. You can find Tyler at 4x4 Toyota Tyler. And once again, you can always write us an email at Jimmy or Tyler at Snail Trail 4x4. And don't forget to check out our store for any merch or koozies or any of that stuff. We even have some gear wrench tools for sale, as well as more flates, and Snail armors are linked on there as well. So check out all that at snailtrail4x4.com.
Sweet. I like it, man. Any final words for everybody out there to close out the Star Wars Day episodes?
I'm so much more of an A-Wing fan than I am an X-Wing fan.
Ooh, I'm Y-Wings all the way. And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to get this one.
I believe you. Why didn't any of Luke Skywalker's marriages last?
I don't know.
It's because he always used Obi-Wan's advice. Use divorce, Luke.
Okay.
What do you call an invisible droid?
I don't know.
C-3PO.
Oh, okay.
I thought that one was pretty good. Did you know R2-D2 loves to curse?
Does he really?
He does. That's why they beeped out all of his words.
They need that NC-17. The mature.
That's true.
They need the mature rating.
Is BB hungry?
No, because he ate. Because BB-8
because he's
already.
BB-8.
Yeah.
Yep. Does R2-D2 have any brothers?
No.
Nope. Only trans sisters.
Okay.
Why was the droid angry?
I don't know. Why?
Because people kept pushing his buttons.
Oh, I was going to say he got his wires crossed.
Oh, that would have been a good one, too. What do you call a droid that takes the long way around?
I don't know.
R2D tour.
Okay. That one's the best one so far.
That one's good? Okay, good. Why is a droid mechanic never lonely? Because he's always making new friends.
Okay.
Before you answer that. All right.
So there's some droid mechanics in Japan right now that are never lonely.
I'm sure there are.